I've had a lot of people ask me if they need this torch to smoke cocktails. The answer is no. Not impossible. Not even really that hard. I used the word impossible in the title of this video is because I did reach out to another maker and I asked him if I could pour epoxy into an inlay in a table and then light it on fire. And his response was, that's impossible because you'll melt the epoxy. But I'm not calling him out because he heard what I told him and processed that. But after he told me I couldn't, I had to think about it a little more. And I came up with a way around it. So basically, it's just all about the order of operations. Carve it, burn it, then fill it with epoxy. Then you don't have to worry about when you're burning the wood, melting the epoxy. But that's not the way I presented it to him. It was just an order of operations mishap. And once I got my order of operations in line, I think it turned out really well. And as far as what you need to build this table, I'll link all the tools down below, but the main tools are as follows. You're gonna need obviously something to carve with. I use a Dremel tool that's mounted in just like a little kind of router type base. You're gonna need a torch to torch it. I used my big torch. You could use a littler torch. I also pocket hold it together. I use my big pocket hold jig. They do make a smaller one. I'll link to both. And then last, you just need epoxy. All in all, not a real difficult build if you take your time. Enjoy. On this episode of Build Dad Build, we are going to build a table. We are going to light said table on fire, and we're going to finish it with a Punisher skull inlay made out of epoxy. Let's get to work. So if you guys are like me and make a lot of projects out of wood, you end up with a lot of offcuts, a lot of just extra lumber laying around. And believe me, if I turn the camera around, there's a lot of scrap wood sitting over there. I got wood for days, son. So today what we're gonna do, I'm gonna make this tabletop just out of scrap 2x4s. Join them all together with pocket screws. And then I need to build a jig for my router so I can cut a circle. Right now I'm gonna take the edges off these 2x4s and get to work. All right, y'all, I just looked at the clock and I gotta make dinner. So this is gonna have to wait until tomorrow. Pieces. It is day 2. Miles have been run, the lawn has been mowed, the children are with their mother. So let's get to building. Today we are going to drill some pocket holes. We're gonna assemble the tabletop and we're gonna cut a circle. And there we have it, tabletop. Next thing, why? Never understand why. The next thing to do is take this and make it round. I have never made a circle jig before, so you can watch what kind of shenanigans I got into while I was doing it here. I think it'll be too much to go into in this video. I'll also link it down below. All right, off. All right, here's where we're at. We have tabletop. We have Punisher skull. So off camera, I printed that skull up. I'm going to transfer that onto here. First, This is not completely smooth, so I'm going to hit it with the sander a little bit and take this edge down. So I know for you guys, it probably seemed like that was a couple of minutes. That was a good solid hour of sanding. Only 80 grit. Ain't going higher than that. But I got my edge smooth and my top smooth. I'm not really worried about sanding it any deeper than that. I'm actually gonna torch it. I just want a flat reference to do my carving. So we got a little squirrely right here. I thought I had my bit secure and it wasn't as secure as I thought it was. But this is gonna be under epoxy, so this isn't gonna matter. Now we just need to smooth out the edges. All right guys, another day. Here's where we're at so far. It's a rough carve. Just so you guys know, for the outline, I used a straight spiral bit. I'll link it down below. And then to hog out this material, I've been using probably a not as aggressive as I should have, just cylinder bit, little cylinder bit. Let's talk about this for a second. See that little plastic ring inside here? It's a real pain in the ass to get out, so that's the reason I'm just trying to point out. This little piece right here, this is amazing. It is, I've heard about it before, I've seen it in other videos. Basically it hooks into your Dremel, and when it spins, it blows air down, so it blows the sawdust away from where you're carving, so you don't have to keep blowing it out of there. It's amazing, and it's like $5. Like, it is the cheapest, most awesomest thing I've bought in a very long time when it comes to wood carving, which tends to add up pretty quickly. Now next, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna use the cylinder bit again because it's less aggressive, and try to clean up some of these areas where as I was hogging it out, like I kind of bit in a little too much. Mainly I just wanna clean up the edges and get this thing tight. Can I say tight? No, can I say tight? Get it tight. But yeah, mainly I just wanna get in there and tighten this up, smooth it out. All right, so here we are. Cleaned this up as best as I could. Like I said, some of these divots and whatnot, I probably will fill with like a little CA glue or something, just so we're not using so much epoxy, but you're not gonna see those, so I didn't worry about that. But I did want to sand it down a little bit, get the surface kind of a little bit more even. And then I went in with a round over bit and just rounded over the corner, so it gave it a little bit more of that curve. And now, and this isn't the first time you've heard me say this, let's light it on fire. I really don't want to mess this one up. I really like the carve. I think the carve came out really well. Where's my torch? Anyway, it's still a little hot. Now the next thing we want to do is fill the skull in with white epoxy, but after burning it, we made a bunch of separations in the wood. So what we're gonna need to do is go through and kind of patch those from the front, some CA glue in there, and then hit it with the accelerator and get it to create a little dam. I don't know if this is gonna work perfectly in all of these, but hopefully it'll work in enough of them to where we don't have it just running down everything. Because I think in some places, like this void right here, I don't think I can jam that up enough. I think we're gonna get bleed through regardless on that. And this is something that I've done before off camera. Product I use is Starbond. They actually reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to be an affiliate, and the funny thing is, I've been using this stuff forever. I didn't know the brand name of it though. I just recognized the bottle. And then I went out to the shop, and sure as poop, the stuff that I had sitting on my shelf was Starbond. Anyway, so I said sure, and they gave me an affiliate link, which is linked down below if you guys are interested. Hey guys! If it looks a little weird in here, it's because I came in the house to do the epoxy pour. It's like 100 degrees in the garage, and my understanding is anything over 80, 85 gets a little squirrely for epoxy to cure correctly. So if it's lit weird, it sounds weird, I apologize. I'm actually up in my kid's playroom. And I'm super nervous. I've never done this before, and it's just my understanding if you give everything just right, you could have some issues. I'm really digging the way this looks right now. I almost said screw it, I'm just gonna paint it white, but I am gonna try the epoxy. I had a little shower epiphany that some of these cracks might go all the way through the board, so I came back and I did seal those again with the black Starbond, and I'm glad I did because one of the voids actually did run all the way through. Then the paranoia really set in, so I sealed the entire back and the sides so nothing runs out the sides. And now he's gonna get to mixing and to pouring. I'll be using Total Boat Epoxy. A lot of makers use them, they seem to like the product. And it mixes 1-to-1, so it's really easy to figure out how much you need. And then a little pure pearl white. So hopefully we'll get like an opaque white, but it'll be kind of shimmery. I'm hoping that all the CA glue holds up and we don't have it kind of starfire out, but that might look cool too. Let's find out. Done. Little table, little Punisher.